Hi everyone, my name is Natalie. Today I wanted to do a upcoming releases video for translated literature. As part of Invisible Cities, one of the things that we try to do is to do some research on what books are coming out in translation in English in the current season of publishing. And so we've done upcoming releases for the winter season and for the spring season already. I will link my previous videos below. So today I'm going to talk about releases between July and September 2021, and these are all books that are translated into English and coming out in these months. We have made a much longer list of releases. Today I'm just going to talk about a few that I'm really excited about, but we have also shared the full list of the things we found through our research in our public spreadsheet for Invisible Cities. So I will link that below. I highly suggest if you're curious about sort of new releases in terms of translated literature, then that is definitely a great resource to check out. So the first one I have is Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung. This is translated from the Korean by Anton Her. This is coming out on the 15th of July, and it is published by Hanford Star, which is a smaller indie press that seem to be focusing in on Asian authors. This sounds so strange and fantastical and everything I love. So it says, Cursed Bunny is a genre-defying collection of short stories by Korean author Bora Chung. Blurring the lines between magical realism, horror, and science fiction, Chung uses elements of the fantastic and surreal to address the very real horrors and cruelties of patriarchy and capitalism in modern society. This one also has a fantastic cover, and I've heard a lot of things about this from following the translator on Instagram, and I'm just kind of really interested in checking out Hanford Star as well. So I've actually requested my library to buy this one, so hopefully I will be getting a chance to read it later in the year. The next one I have is As Long as Trees Take Root in the Earth and Other Poems by Elan Mabanku, translated by Nancy Naomi Carlson, and this is coming out in August. I'm not exactly sure on the date, 14th of August. This is published by Seagull Books, and a publisher that I've never tried as well. These compelling poems by novelist and essayist Elan Mabanku conjure nostalgia for an African childhood where fauna, flora, sounds, and smells evoke snapshots of a life forever gone. One of the reasons I'm interested in this one is because I really want to read more nature writing from other countries, from other cultures and contexts other than the Western view on nature. One of the things that I've sort of been thinking about is that maybe the nonfiction nature writing isn't as commonly translated from other countries, but there's other forms of nature writing, of course, and poetry could be a way to experience nature writing from other cultures that I hadn't even considered before sort of coming across this one. The next one we have is The Luminous Novel by Mario Leverero, translated from the Spanish by Annie McDermott. And this is coming out on the 3rd of August by And Other Stories. So this one, I think I came across this author through Alejandra Zambra's essay collection, Not to Read. It might even be that the essay is specifically about this book. That could be it. Anyway, the description says, a writer attempts to complete the novel for which he has been awarded a big fat Guggenheim grant, though for a long time he succeeds mainly in procrastinating. The way Zambra talked about his writing and the way it's supposed to be about the writing craft itself was really appealing to me, and also And Other Stories is another publisher that I sort of have in the back of my mind as one of those that I'm always intrigued by, and reading Permafrost, published by them earlier this year, was also a really positive experience. The next one I have is The Prisoner by Hwang Suk-young, and this is translated by Anton Her again and Sir Kim Russell from the Korean. This author, I know he has several of his fiction books in translation, but this is a memoir, I think. a sweeping account of imprisonment in time and language and an divided country from Korea's most acclaimed novelist. Hwang moves between his imprisonment and his life as a boy in Pyongyang, as a young activist protesting South Korean military dictatorship, as a soldier in the Vietnam War, as a dissident writer, and in so doing narrates the dramatic revolutions and transformations of one life and Korean society during the 20th century. I have been in general on the lookout for any books by Korean authors on North Korea, and this one seems to be fairly extensive. It's more than 600 pages. The next one we have is 4 Minutes by Natalia Deleva. This is coming out on August 17 by Open Letters Books, and it is translated from the Bulgarian by Isadora Angel. So this seems to be sort of a snapshot of a character, a character study, giving voice to people living on the periphery in post-communist Bulgaria. 4 Minutes centers around Leah, an orphan who suffered daily horrors growing up and now struggles to integrate into society as a gay woman. She confronts her trauma by trying to volunteer at the orphanage and to adopt a young girl, a choice that is frustrated over and over by the bureaucracy and pervasive stigma against gay women. So it sounds fantastic, and also definitely Bulgarian literature is not something I've read a lot of, if ever, anything. The next one I have is Oriana Fallaci, The Journalist Agitator, The Legend by Cristina Di Stefano, translated by Mariana Hars, and I think it is translated from the Italian. This is coming out on August 24th by Other Press. So this is another non-fiction book, and this is specifically a biography of an Italian journalist. So it says, a landmark biography of the most famous Italian journalist of the 20th century, an inspiring and often controversial woman who defied the codes of reportage and established the La Fallaci style of interview. I find with biographies like this, especially of journalists, it's quite interesting because you get so much information about the time period itself and all of the things that they've been involved in as journalists and the work they've been doing. The last one is another biography slash non-fiction book on a important woman of history, and it is The Heart, Frida Kahlo in Paris by Marc Petitjean, translated, I'm assuming, from the French by Adriana Hunter. And this is coming out again by Other Press on September 7th. So this is a book obviously about Frida Kahlo, and I'm really interested in learning more about her life, and I also want to read her autobiography and have a few other books related to her on my ever long to read list, but this is the most recent one, and it has a gorgeous cover as well. It says, this intimate account offers a new, unexpected understanding of the artist's work and of the vibrant 1930s surrealist scene. So I think this is going to be a fun art history type book with an era that was really vibrant and colorful, with a lot of colorful characters. So those were all of the books that I specifically wanted to share with you that I am very excited about that is coming out between July and September of this year. I would love to know if you have any books that you are anticipating coming out in this summer season of publishing. I hope you're doing well and you're taking care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.